Okay, now it's on to SmackDown. The show opens up with a video package for Edge, saying that he is retiring and all that stuff, his farewell. It's, once again, it's another very good video package. But the actual show starts up with Sir Michael Cole. The more this thing goes on, the more insane Michael Cole gets. I remember a few weeks ago me saying that he fell off a cliff. He's off the cliff. He's falling. He's actually past falling. He hit the ground and he's still going under. That's what his mental state is. He says that his coal mine, his Lexan booth, is now the royal coal mine because he's now royalty even though he's just a knight. Right. Ha! That rhymes. That's funny. See, but we have some matches to go through. Cody Rhodes versus Rey Mysterio WrestleMania rematch. This match is quite a bit longer than the WrestleMania match, which is kind of like how a couple weeks ago the Corre match versus Big Show, Kane, Santino, and Kofi Kingston turned out to be. This one was quite a bit longer. But first, before the match starts, Cody Rhodes has to get on a mic, and he talks about his mask, how it's protective while Rey Mysterio hides behind a mask because he's ashamed. And at the same time he's doing this is that he has his assistants bring out paper bags with little faces cut out. He hands them to the crowd. A lot of people actually put them on, but eventually they take them off, which was kind of sad. I kind of hoped that more people would put on the paper bags, but of course, not going to do that. Let's see what else he says. It's the basic "I'm better than you" promo. Let's see. So they fight. Mysterio, Cody Rhodes fight, and Mysterio wins with a victory roll. The match itself, like I said, it was longer. Not as good. It didn't tell that much of a story as the WrestleMania match did. So that's pretty much what that match was. It had 2 commercial breaks in the middle of it, you know. After the match, Cody Rhodes is pissed off that he lost to a victory roll, and so he beats up Mysterio again, and then eventually puts a paper bag. During the fight, they fight all over the arena, which obviously means that they're going to have a Falls Count Anywhere match, which later in the show they announced. Backstage, we see the Corre arguing about who the leader is, because the Corre is supposed to be of 4 equals. But, you know, they're all on good terms and all that stuff, so, you know, they're just ribbing each other. See, next, another video vignette thing. Lay Cool Therapy Session number 2. Yeah, that was wonderful. They argue with the therapist. Michelle McCool ends up beating Layla up. Maybe they should have gone into physical therapy. That joke is about as lame as this segment was. Michael Cole's in the ring. He talks about his knighthood. And that's about it. But we have a match. I guess that's a segue to a Jack Swagger match against Trent Beretta. Squash match. Whatever. Third match, Big Show and Kane versus Corre for the tag titles. Well, this one was okay. Wasn't good. It was okay. I mean, it told a story, and eventually despite interference from Ezekiel Jackson, who was at ringside, Big Show and Kane win the tag titles. I think this is their third tag titles together. Should be really interesting. They go. The Corre are backstage and they argue more, and looks like there might be a breakup, which would be sad because I like the Corre. Let's see. Fourth match. Drew McIntyre versus Chris Masters. Why isn't this on Superstars? I declare this a jobber fight. Whoever wins, nobody cares. Drew McIntyre wins with Future Shock DDT. Nobody really cares. I don't, that's for sure. Main event time. We have Kofi Kingston, the Bag of Skittles, versus Wade Barrett for the Intercontinental title. I did have an issue with this match because it looked like Ezekiel Jackson was trying to help Wade Barrett, but then of course Kofi does something and then Jackson hits Wade Barrett in front of the referee outside. Normally that would be a disqualification. Barrett retains. There was no disqualification. That was... I mean, the ref was right there. He didn't call it. Normally, they would call these things. But... Wade Barrett pulls off a victory over the Bag of Skittles by holding on to the top, not the top, but I think it was the middle rope. Yeah, so he hung on to the rope while was doing a pinfall, and he got it. The ref didn't see that part. I guess if the ref didn't see an instant disqualification, he won't see the ring break either. Let's see. And then we got to our final segment, Edge's retirement party. Alberto Del Rio comes out. He has a whole bunch of gifts for Edge. And let's see. He says he brings out, not brings out. The gifts were already there. Okay. He reveals a grandfather clock. He says so Edge can take away what time he has left. And then the second gift. Depends. And a bedpan, because he says that he's going to be crippled and he won't make it to the bathroom on time. So here's some Depends. And then he says something about he brought somebody. Lita's music hits. Everyone thinks, oh, wow, we're actually going to see Lita on TV again. Nope. It's Fat Lita. Yeah, that one of those times. I made the comment, it looks like she got into Matt Hardy's pantry. Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to talk about Matt Hardy. You know what? No, I don't want to talk about Matt Hardy. He's on TNA. This is WWE. We're going to talk about WWE things. Okay. The next gift is a walker. Because he's saying that Edge is old. Even though Edge is probably younger than Alberto. Let's see. The last gift is a motor scooter. Which is kind of cool and all, if you have one of those things, I guess. Oh, and it comes with an oxygen pump because Edge is old, apparently. Oddly enough, they played Kerwin White's music during this. Kerwin White was Chavo Guerrero when he was once drafted to Raw. His gimmick was that he basically whitewashed himself from his Mexican heritage. And that didn't really, I mean, he drove out in a golf cart, you know, with Frank Sinatra music playing. I guess it was Frank Sinatra playing at this segment, but yeah, and then that angle was quickly dropped with the unfortunate passing of Eddie Guerrero. So, moving on, eventually, you know, I mean, we're almost done here. Edge comes out. He says that he couldn't miss his own retirement party. And he makes poop jokes. Several poop jokes. Hooray. That's not it. We have Surprise Christian. He runs in with a ladder. I don't know how he managed to sneak up on everyone holding a 10-foot ladder. Have you ever held a 10-foot ladder in your hands, in your arms? I have. That thing's heavy. That thing is bulky. I don't know how anyone could sneak up on anybody with a ladder. So he beats up Del Rio and he sets up the ladder in the ring and then brings down the World Heavyweight Championship, which has been suspended over the ring this entire time. It's for one of those symbolism things. He says that, oh look, I have the title. I'm going to get the title again at Extreme Rules. And that ends SmackDown. Coming up, Monday Night Raw again. It will be the WWE Draft, one of the more interesting shows of the year. The format for Dropkick for that particular episode will be a little bit different. Be more, well, of course it's informative, but whatever. It's going to be more about draft picks and, I mean, who gets drafted and reactions to it. This won't be a live thing. This will still be a taped show like normal. But yeah, that's what we got to look forward to. Interestingly enough, the draft was going to be set in June. It was going to be a 3-hour Raw during this whole thing. But then they moved it back to next Monday, probably because of the Edge retirement thing. Because SmackDown does not have a lot of main event stars right now, and they need some help. Otherwise, they're not going to do that much. Because, okay, Edge is gone, Undertaker's gone for now, and, you know, Alberto Del Rio and Christian are fighting for the title. An up-and-comer, and a guy who should have been main event status, but decided to go to TNA instead. And come back as a mid-carder. But yeah, we'll see what happens on Monday night.